Hey,
Hello guys, welcome to another video. Welcome to another video. Today I have Michael all the way from Cyprus. Michael, welcome to the show.
thank you for having me. First of all, it's a pleasure coming to your show, to your fans and everyone who's gonna watch the podcast. And it's a pleasure, honest. It's a pleasure to speak with you, and also to speak about African football and European football and what's the issues and how maybe we can find something to solve there.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right. You're really welcome. Really appreciate you for giving me your time. And just have here we have the conversation on the African football, the European football, and the football in the whole wide world. We just see how the sports. And by the way, guys, Michael is a coach. He's a head coach in Cyprus, in a school in Cyprus. So, without further ado, I'll just let him introduce himself and say what he has to say. Tell us his journey and everything.
Hello, guys. My name is Michael. Basically, I'm 34 years old, and I started my journeys as a coach in my 20 years when I was 20 years old. During these 14 years, I've managed to start from the under 5 years old and managed to go to first division to be technical director in first division, head coach also second, third, and also first division. But the journey was really, really hard. Like sometimes I need to actually go to the pitch and fix the pitch by myself. So every road that you want to follow needs sacrifices and a lot of effort to achieve your goals. I'm here to speak about the African football because I have a lot of friends that I've here to come to Cyprus and play in Cyprus in first and second division. Also have really good contacts in Africa about in football, so I know what's happening there and what's the main issues in African football.
That's really nice. That's really nice. You have someone who is in Europe, but you understand the game, how the game is in Africa, and maybe the situation of the football in Africa. I know you connect with the players who are from Africa, and you try as a coach you also try to show them the way. Just just tell us how it is for you, like how your daily routine as a coach and the players you work with, and how you try to make this player become better.
Uh, f- First of all, the coach must be always prepared before the training, like 24 hours before, to have the training ready, to tackle the main issues that his team has, because you have to work with the team. And then you have to see the sub teams. Like, for example, when I say sub teams, it's the defending line, the midfield line, the attacking line, how they work. So you take them in like the 3-4 players, you take them individually, and that's how you improve individual the players and also the team in total. Because the most important thing about the coach, I know if you're a coach, you need to win, obviously, to keep your job, obviously. But the most important thing is to improve your players. Like for me, if you can't improve your players, then it's not worth it. Because for me personally, I love to work with players and to show them how to improve, to show them how to do it. And it's very important for the players to listen to their coach, not in the sense not to have a conversation. If he disagrees, it's a good to have a conversation with him because you have to listen. Maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong, but your coach, you have to listen to him. So basically, I prepare the training. I have and then the players have the training on the screen and they see what we are going to do and explain everything what we will do in the training thoroughly, so everyone knows their task. Each player gets the analysis and what they need to do better and why they need to do better there. And then we go on the field and we prepare. Also, in the modern football, it becomes so fast, so the physical aspect is so important, so important. And then you rest, and again, it's the same thing. But each day, you tackle different things in the training, because everything depends when do you play, what day you play, what time you play. So each day you prepare a different subject and what you want to do.
Okay, okay. So you know, you when you say that, I wanted to ask this. Do you ever like go maybe watch how other coaches are doing? Maybe like the established coaches, like maybe the Mourinho's, the Pep Guardiolas, yeah, or the Ancelottis. Do you go and like look at their drills and trying to bring their tactical philosophies to your team, or you're building your own philosophy from the ground up?
I will tell a story. I was actually when I was I forgot to tell you, I have UEFA diploma and also BSc in sports management to football. More specific. When I was still studying, I was doing my BSc. I went to for some period in Madrid, where I went to the to Madrid academies, and I watched the under 16, under 17, under 15 to train. They allowed us to go there actually and watch them how they train. What I saw is nothing different with what the rest of the world is doing actually, but it's the way they do it. Like the players are so focused in what they are doing, and the demand from the players to stay always 100% concentrated, to want the best in every training. Even if it's the simplest training, you have to give 100% of yourself in every aspect of the training, psychological, emotional, physical, in everything. So when I went there, because you have to watch what the others are doing, because we didn't invent football, obviously. So you have to learn. Obviously, I have a lot of books of Pep and Mourinho and Ancelotti, and I wrote, like, I saw all of them, to be honest, and some other coaches also. But yes, I love going to other coaches, training sessions, and watching them what they do, because you have to see how everyone is working, and it's really good for coaches also to discuss, because coaching is moving, it's becoming faster, becoming more clever, you have to be more intellectual. So I believe also the coach must improve in all the aspects, and I can see that in some areas, that the coaches that are still with the old mindset, they don't achieve anything in the modern era. You have to follow what the football is showing you. If you don't, it's going to catch up and you're going to be forgotten. And that's the truth.
Yeah, there is this something that you've said, and it's really intriguing. Like what these other big academies, these other big teams, what they do is what we are all doing, but for them, they do it with focus. That's why they are better as a team, right? So
Uh,
if you're looking at maybe Real Madrid or Barcelona, there is this also other thing of focus. Focus, it comes to the player. How do you as a coach make a player to focus? This is a major thing. Like, I think this is the difference between these young academies, especially maybe here in Africa, and the academies in Europe. Because the other
yeah,
thing, we can have all the infrastructure and everything, but if you don't have players who are focused and they have to be their best, give their best in training, they won't do the same in the game, right?
exactly.
So
Sorry, tell me.
I was saying, now, how do you get the focus out of players? How do you make the players focus more to the training? Because when they focus to the training, I know they are going to bring it to the game. You as a coach, how do you make the players focus?
Well, the most important thing is, because you train and you want what you do in training to do it also in the game. When you're doing practice, basically, you want to do in the game. The most important factor for a coach is when he explains something, to be 100% that the player understood the assignment and what he needs to do. Because if the player doesn't understand how he's gonna do that also in the game. So the first step is to make sure that the player understood the assignment. Then, if you feel that the player understood the assignment, he still doesn't, it's not sufficient focus, he doesn't do what he's needed to do. What I do is to provide them with other elements. It's called differential training. For example, like I was doing when I was in second division, I was doing a drill where I wanted my team to pass the ball through the midfield. Like my first pass should be in the midfield and then spread the ball where the weak flank is, so we can go to 1 versus 1. My number 10 wasn't able to understand where to move, how to receive the ball. I was like, I really explained how good it. I really explained how you should do it, but he couldn't catch up. So the other thing that I do that point is like, okay, I need to give him something also to think. So I took two tennis ball. I gave it to his hand. He was like, "What's that? Just do it. Play with the tennis ball." Okay, it's called differential training. It's also something that Tuchel is doing, which is really nice. If you read his book, the differential training, it's amazing what he's doing. The player there, his focus was so much in the balls, like he was so strict. Okay, and then when he received the ball, he automatically was ready to do the action because he was so nervous about, and he was thinking too much what he was supposed to do, that he was not doing it on timing. The control wasn't correct. But when I gave him the tennis balls, it's his focus left from there, and he was ready to do the drill. So you have to also read your players. Also, like most of the players, like there are 3 ways to teach a player. Okay, like you can show them. You can show them on the field, basically what they do. You can show them on the board. Okay, and then you can close their eyes, and then you have to say it again, because you listen, and then you can process things. So you have to try different things, and the most important thing is to understand your players and the team.
So this is also another question that I'm really want to know. I know you've explained everything, and now how do you bring, like, a new player has come from outside, and you want them to be part of the team. Of course, it will take them time, but maybe you have a game and you really want to use this player. You've seen this player is really good, but he's not understanding the tactical way of the team. How do you make this player, like, have the calmness and the control, like him to feel like he's at home? Is it something like you talk to them, you make them feel at home, or there is a way that there is another way where you have to do it, and you just talk to them like you've explained, you're giving a player tennis balls, and what is there anything that you'll give a new player to have the focus like these other players that you have?
Well, look, if you bring a new player in the club, like let's say for example in January period, you don't expect them immediately to understand what you do. The way what I do, like if I need him to bring him inside in the first game, for example, like I've done that before, like because also it's about personality. I'm a very positive guy, okay, and I bring the calmness to the players. We all need to understand, especially the managers and especially the fans, football is a game of mistakes. The players will make mistakes. They will make mistakes. So when he's gonna go inside, that's true. So I grabbed him and I told him, just like I was smiling like him. And I was like, just calm down, be yourself, do whatever mistake you want to do. Just enjoy football today, nothing else. Whatever comes, it's gonna come. Don't worry about it today, because it's very important to make your players feel like they are important to you. Secondly, that you have confidence in them, and thirdly, that you, like, whatever the mistake is, it's okay. It's okay in the sense, like, you make mistake, you're going to try and fix that mistake, because there is the effort that you need to put to correct the mistake. Because if my player loses the ball, I expect from him to run to get it back. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's really nice. I know that that's the major thing with coaches, and when we leave that,
But
I
is something. Sorry for interrupting. And because I coach also European African players, um, the biggest difference for Africans and the Europeans is that Europeans base of football much better than the African. And this is where that I believe that the African most African countries are lacking, that the players are coming and they don't know the tactical aspect of the game so much. So it's really important for me, like especially for coaches, when they have players from Africa, to understand that they need time to understand the game, because in terms of natural talent, they are amazing in terms of natural talent.
Yeah, that's true. And again, when you said this earlier, you said that the game is changing, and if you're a coach and you're not changing, you won't be growing. This is the other thing that is there. Like right now, as we watch football, and the way football has been changing, especially since Guardiola came to the scene and everything. Football is more scripted. It's more of a mind of the coach.
Yeah,
So it's the coach who controls the game, who writes the game, who says how every player should play on the field, right?
yeah.
So I think that's again the other thing. Even if you have good players, but you don't have like a tactical philosophy, you don't have your knowledge, you haven't written your script on how players should play on the field, I think you'll have more problems.
Well, look, for um, my idea of football basically is, obviously you need to have the tactics and the strategy, but during the game, the 90 minutes of the game, when we say that the team has a system like 4-4-2, for example, now during the 90 minutes, that system changes all the time because the players move around. Obviously, you need to have. I have strategy. Okay, how to because my strategy is not based on the opponent, because I want my team to play the football that I want to play. And because you told me about that, now it's more about the coach. Unfortunately, it is. But the way that I want to coach my teams is that, yes, we have the strategy and the way that I want to play, but there is also freedom inside the game. Because especially in the attacking third, I want my players. I want my players to feel free, like the way that they want to express themselves. And to be honest, I miss a bit the old times, that you can see the players with qualities that they could use more their imagination. Maybe they will do some mistakes, but we don't see so many players with they are willing to put their imagination with dribbles, with shooting, with the way that the team is playing. So the way that my teams are playing, we are a bit strict on the defending part. Like when we lose the ball, we are strict. Like we go together, we have to win the ball. Like high press, high intensity. If we need to sit back, we're gonna sit back a little bit. But when we attack, I want to give my players the freedom. I want to express themselves. So it's really important there, like as a coach, to know what qualities a player has and what their skills are. So you need to know where to place your players, so the players can express themselves. It's really important to do that. And like the last World Cup where Senegal went really good, if I'm not mistaken, you could see from the game, before the game, like they do the training before the game, the warm up, let's say, you could see how much they were enjoying themselves. Like they would do a bit of dancing routine. I don't know if you remember it.
I remember that.
So, like for me, it means the coach is doing something amazing. You could see that the players were enjoying it. They could express themselves. And during the 90 minutes, you could see a team that really wanted to win, a team that expressed themselves during the game, passionate, quick, fast. Uh, the reason that I believe that they didn't manage to qualify and go a bit longer is the tactical aspect that I was explaining a bit before. To my point of view.
Oh, okay, that it was pretty obvious. You say the truth. Even in the recent AFCON games, we believed that Senegal was going to make a big run, maybe even lift the
And
AFCON
they
in Af.
were won it.
Yeah, no, the recent AFCON in January. I thought personally, I thought that they were going to make a good run and maybe even reach the final, even lift the the title. And also Morocco was among the teams that I thought that was going to lift the title. But when you watch them in the on the field, yeah, they are really, they play like a team, and they are happy with each other. But again, they lack that. They were lacking maybe the scoring part of it.
I believe
And
because they were the favorites to win it. Like there were two, three teams. I saw it. I saw it actually in the Copa Africa. I saw it. Okay, I saw the whole games. Like, and it was really nice. Actually, it was a good tournament, but it was a good tournament because the non-favorite teams managed to do the upsets. Okay, and I believe that Morocco and Egypt also didn't do well. Okay, Morocco especially because they went really good in the World Cup. Like you expect them like to go to do a deeper run in Copa Africa. I think because they were labeled the favorites in a sense. I think the anxiety and the stress got them. They were not able to express and be more like to control their feelings, which is really important in football, to control your feelings if you want to achieve something.
so it was pressure that made them perform badly. And also the other thing, these most of, like, if you take especially a team like Senegal, it has a lot of players who are playing in Europe, and who are really doing well in Europe. And sometimes when they come here, they don't showcase what they showcase in Europe. What is the difference? Like, is it the tactical game that is in Africa that makes them play differently, or there is something else?
Well, look, I believe that because in Europe the game is much faster than in Africa. Okay, it's more fluid in the sense that it's like the transitions, for example, are much faster now than it was like 1 year ago. When you lose the ball and how you win the ball, it's changed a lot. And I believe that the national African teams, because they have players that are not playing or used to play in that high level, because it depends where you play. It's different to play in Real Madrid, and it's different to play in Granada, for example, because for example, for Mane, like he was playing in Liverpool, he was playing amazing because of Klopp, like full transition, like full attack. You have to press the ball, run, run, run. When you go to your team and you see that they used to play more rigid, which the rigid means that I sit in position and I wait for the opponents and I play simple passes. So he has to change his whole game that he's used to play, and we are used to see Mane playing in Liverpool, for example, and also with other players, like you can see that, like with Salah, like you can see that with Egypt, he's so much different. Like,
Yeah, yeah. When you say Mohamed Salah again, Mohamed Salah is one amazing player in Liverpool. Actually, in the whole Premier League, when you look at the position he plays, you cannot compare him to any other player. But when it comes to Egypt, he's not delivering what he delivers. And yeah, that is the other thing. So the tactical philosophy is the one that also slows these players down. It also makes them perform the way they perform, right?
yeah, obviously, the technical aspect of the game is very important because European coaches are amazing coaches. Like, like they are top-notch coaches. Okay, like you have Klopp, Pep, Ancelotti, Mancini. He's really good. Now he's in Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. You have Tuchel. Like you have Nagelsmann. Like they are tactical genius coaches. So it's not easy to manage to break through that tactical aspect of their game because they want to control the game. And also, when we speak tactics, people get confused because tactics is one aspect, but the way that you perform that tactics is very important because a coach maybe has his idea of how he wants to play that game, but maybe the players cannot play that game. You need to read what kind of players you have, what kind of team you have. Like my best example about that, and I'm very sad to say, is the national team of Brazil. For the past 10 years, I've been saying they will not get another World Cup if they play like that. And the reason I'm telling you that, because as a culture, and we forget about culture. I want to talk about the culture aspect. Okay, each country has their own culture, the way that they play football, and that is one of the main reasons that Argentina won the last World Cup, because they play like Argentina. Like they want like they fought like dogs in every game. Like they wanted to get the yellow cards. They wanted, like, they play hard. They play like they kick their opponents. That's how Argentina is used to play. And the best example that for me, for the biggest losers as a national team, not losers that they didn't win anything, but they lost their identities, the national team of Brazil, because you see them now that that you have players like robots. You see players that they have one position, they play like that, and you don't see Ronaldinho, you don't see Ronaldo, you don't see the flair that the Brazil has. And one of the reasons that Senegal is going up the couple of years is because they embrace their culture, what they are as a national team, and they express that. If you can't express the culture that you are coming from, how do you expect to succeed?
Yeah, you're right. That's really. I think also culture is not only in national teams, also in clubs. If there is no culture, especially I don't think if the the team can win a game if there is no culture, if they don't have that thing that this is how we play and this is what we are fighting for. And you're right, as you look at Brazil and their recent game when they were held to a goalless draw against Costa Rica, it was really embarrassing. They controlled the game, they had everything, they have the best players in the world,
But they
but
couldn't score.
still they were held to a goalless draw. So it was really, it was like, why? What is the problem with the team? Is there any problem? And also, I wanted you to like talk about again this recent game of Portugal against Georgia, where of course Georgia embarrassed Portugal badly, and how, like, what was wrong with Portugal? Like, what did you see in Portugal? Was there anything they were doing that was not supposed to be done, or Georgia just brought their A game?
Um, it's two. Basically, you have to split the question into two answers. Okay, one, obviously Georgia maybe played their best game they ever had in the tournament. I mean, also in the last years, because they actually, all of the players, like let's be fair, like in terms of quality, most of the players of Georgia are not up to the quality of Portugal. Okay, so they had to exceed themselves, and this is what football is about: to create that moments to exceed yourself, to become better for a better player at that moment that you were before. So they managed to do that. The first part. And also it's also a cultural aspect. They embraced what they have as a team, and they went and they won the game. And the second aspect of the answer is that I believe Portugal lost the game because they controlled the game. Obviously, we saw we saw what was happening. But I believe also that because he made like 3-4 changes, it affected the team. To be honest with you, and also the fact that if they lose, they won't go out. It didn't like matter a lot to them. They wanted to win, but if they lose, it wasn't the end of the world. So all these aspects play a big role for Georgia to make that upset. I want to mention something about the culture, because you mentioned also the clubs. It's a bit different, the clubs from the national team, because the national team, you represent your country and what that country is all about, the culture. The clubs can have different identity culture, because Real Madrid has different identity as a culture club. Okay, because it's about management. So the Real Madrid is built different from Barcelona. So they have different culture there as a teams. That's what I'm saying. So the national team culture is different from the club aspect culture. Also for Georgia, like for teams like Georgia, you need your best players to be at their top. Like their goalkeeper, the Krividaya from Napoli, and also the striker who plays in Lens in Metz, sorry, in France. You need these players to be their top if you want to beat teams like Portugal, because you have 11 amazing players, and another 11 that are coming from the bench that are really good players. But you have 11 players and you have 2-3 amazing players, and the rest, it's good players, but you need to play with passion, with maximum concentration and focus and your best effort, and not to make any mistake, which they didn't do.
I, when we leave that, also there is this recent situation that happened between Osimhen. I don't know if you followed it. Osimhen and his national team
Yeah.
coach Finidi. What is your opinion on that? Do you think was the coach on the wrong, or was the player on the wrong? Or what is your opinion on the whole situation?
Well, my opinion is that whatever happens, it should never be allowed to be seen in the media. Whatever happens inside the team, inside when you close the door, let's say, should never live outside the media. That's a problem for me, because football is a game of passion. It's a game of high intensity. Bad moments like this, like to have an argument with your coach or your teammate, can happen. Like, it happens every day, to be fair with you. It happens to every team in the world. In every team in the world, this happens. The problem is when things get to the media, because then they escalate, and the media, you know how they work. They take one story, and maybe they got an argument, but it's not something big, and they make it bigger than it is. But that's not the issue. The issue for me is how that got out to the media, because whatever happens to a team needs to stay in the team.
That is right, but I think, as a player and a coach, you always have to, like, know, like, this is what I should tell people, and this is what I should keep to myself. And the respect, when there is respect, things flow well. I've seen Guardiola arguing with the players, even on the pitch. I've seen Klopp doing the same. Last season, Klopp did the same with the Salah. But they just end there. Like, they don't bring it out to the media. And again, that's the other thing. Osimhen is like the star of the team. To be honest, like, he's the best player. He's the player that they are all looking at and having, like, if this guy, we have to like we have to impress him, or somehow say things that are going to make him happy. And the coach was like, that's not how it should be, because there was a ban then. I don't know where it reached, but things have cooled down now. And the other thing is that, what's the difference between our coaching here in Africa and the coaching in Europe? What's the big difference? Like, we can see, this is the visible thing, like, we're really, this is what Africa should be doing.
Well, look, if you want to start from the grassroots and go up, uh, first of all, in Europe, like, to be very fair, we use technology much more. In what sense? Like, we have StepOut, which is a platform where we put a club can sign in. Okay, well, this is what we use, and has his analysis as a team. Also, it has all the individual players, and there you have all the metrics for the players, like how he passed the ball, if it was good or bad. Then you have tackling, you have all, whatever happens on the field, you have it there. Okay, so to start from there, a coach knows that his player did really good, did really bad. So it depends what he's gonna see. So he has an image what is happening inside the field with his player individually. Also, in terms of coaching, a coach in Europe has more opportunities to learn and grow. Okay, because we have the lessons, we have we are every day we have new material that is coming to us to learn, which is really important, like, if you want to keep moving. And also, I believe that we are not stuck in the old ways. Like, we want to keep moving in football. And I believe that in some cases in Africa, the coaches do not want to move in the new era, and they want to keep using the old way it used to be, and keep it that way. But if you want to promote your players, you need to see what is happening to the rest of the world. And I'm not saying do it 100%, but try to keep up, try to see what's going to happen. Like, for example, with the technology, try to put the technology in so you can help your players, because your player also can see what he did wrong in that game, or where he needs to improve.
Yeah, that's true. In Africa, we're still behind on technology and everything. And as you've put it, we don't have data. That's true. We really don't have data of how our players are playing. And I know the other thing is you're a technical analyst, right?
Yeah, yes, I'm a technical analyst. Yeah.
So how do you, like, can you just give us a hint of how you get the data of maybe a player from the field, then you put it on screen for maybe other people to see it and
Okay.
and evaluate it and maybe interpret the data?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Well, look, I use the platform StepOut, okay, and basically a player put his video in, okay, and the platform is gonna the platform will analyze everything. When I say analyze, is I'm gonna take all the action that the player did on the field, all the action. I mean, all the action, tackles, headers won, the passing, through passes, key passes, offensive third, defensive third. I'm gonna take everything account. So, and what I'm gonna see, for example, in passing, maybe he did 50 passes during the game. I don't care about the 50 passes. I care about how many key passes he did on the game, because it's very important to see what's the correct decision that he made. Because a player he may do 50 passes in the game, but from out the 50 passes, how many passes were important? And this is the aspect that the coach wants to see and analyze, because also it depends from, and another important thing is the position that the player is going to play. And don't forget about that, because the defender do another job, the right back is doing another job. So when I take a player to see in my team, and I know the way that I want to play, so I take that data, I put it in, and I say my team plays like that. So I want my right back to come and to go up and down 6 to 8 times per game, and I want my right back to make so many diagonal passes. I want my right back to be able to make so many tackles per game. I want my number 10 to make 3 crucial passes through the middle. And this is how we work in Europe in general, because you want to bring players that they are going to work in your own system. I don't know if I covered you.
You've made me understood. You've made me understood. Like, I always, that I know even a lot of people always ask how are these how is this data really represented? Because again, this data sometimes it is always used in the games, like the video games especially. You'll see everything that the player has, and if you go look at, maybe if you look at maybe a
I'm
player.
sorry, I'm going to interrupt you, but it's very important data, and live beside the individual. Like for me as a coach, because I want to have my video analysis how the team played. So I have it ready by, like, if I play today, to in 24 hours I have it ready, because I want my team to see how we play first of all, how we dealt how we dealt with the opponent, where we did good, where we did bad, and I want to show them, because it's really important when you go to a player to say, "Hey, Tony, today your defending wasn't good. You did 3 mistakes, three crucial mistakes." Maybe the player's gonna say, "No, you are wrong." When I have the data and the video, I'm gonna show him where he did wrong. He's gonna say, "Okay, coach, sorry," and that's how you improve, because you need to have the visualization, because after the game everyone forget. Sorry, are you there? So after the game a player will forget what happened, so it's really important to have this data.
And I understand. I understand. Okay. Then
Yeah.
yeah, I can get you. Then I think there is also this thing of getting a raw talent and just putting it out there to shine. The way we do it in Africa. Oh, sorry,
Don't know what happened.
you went off. You went off.
I don't know what happened. Fine, it's fine. Everything is good.
Okay, sorry about that. I think there is a problem with the network or anything, but I just
No,
wanted you to talk about, as a coach, how do you get this raw talent? Maybe there is this young kid who is maybe 12 years old, and you see he's talented. He has the game in him. He has everything that takes to him to be a star. How do you take this kid? Because I know you said you've worked from under age 5. I know you. How do you manage this kid to make this kid to put this kid in a
I've done it.
professional team?
I've helped a lot
Yeah.
of people to play first division. Look, the most important thing when you are 12 years old, you need to understand the ladder of process. Okay, so if he's 12 years old and you see that maybe he's gonna be able to play football, but like you need to understand that 1 in 10,000 play football, so you need to do a lot of things to play football. So the ladder of process says from 12 until 14, 15, uh, you forget about tactics. You need to improve your physical aspect, your technical aspect. And during the technical aspect, also is technical and tactical in a way, because during the game you learn how to play. But to get inside the tactical point of view, the more structure, it's after the age of it's 15 years old and older. So for me, you take that 12 years old, okay, you structure the training to see where he needs to improve, first of all, in terms of the technical aspect. And you have to go with the food also. Good. You have need to eat healthy, you need to eat proper to build your body to get ready, to get him to a team where he's going to be able to show his skills, because I've seen a lot of young players that like 10 years old that are amazing on the field. But the most important thing, how do you take that skills that you have and implement them when you are 15 years old? Because a lot of talents are lost like this because they don't know how to put that skills into practice when the times come. And it's really important to do that. So you have to take the ladder of progress. You don't need to, like, don't take a 12-year-old to play to play with 14 years old. No, let him play with his age. Maybe he's gonna play 3 4 games with older guys, but take it slowly. Don't rush things, especially that age, especially at that age. And that's my opinion.
Okay, so at that age, this young lad, this young player should concentrate more on physical and his technical attributes, right? Yeah, so I think there you have it, young lads. That's Michael's advice to you. You should keep your game. And before we go, I know we talked about this, but I want to ask you this because you said that you want to come to Africa and do your coaching in Africa. Like, which country or which league are you looking at? And you're like, I want to start from here in Africa.
Well, look, very honestly, I don't mind where. I need my point of view is I want a good project so I can build on that project and succeed. I applied in Uganda once time, and in Tanzania and in South Africa actually. But I want to come and coach to come and coach in Africa because I have a lot of things to give, and with my expertise, I can help any club to grow and the ecosystem to grow, and it's really important.
That's really nice. That's really nice. I just pray that you come to Africa soon and you bless us with the knowledge that you've been. I know you have a lot to give. And the other thing is that I want you to talk about the platform that you have and everything, and maybe how people can connect with you
Well,
on. Yeah, go
well,
ahead.
I have a platform called, it's not mine, we are with a colleague. It's called StepOut, which is a platform that is used AI. It's one of the first platforms that uses AI, and a lot of clubs are signing in. And I have helped. And there are two ways: a team can take it and have a full holistic analysis for their team, and also for individual players. And also, an individual can sign in, and the platform is like an agent. Also, he's going inside the system, and we are going to have his metrics, how good he played. He can see how good he played. And there is also an app for the players, and we are the only app. We are the only platform that has an app actually, and the player can sign in to have his games analyzed. He's going to go inside the system with all the metrics, and the coaches can see the player. And I've helped 2-3 players actually from Africa to sign to Denmark actually with the platform.
That's nice. So how can a player sign up, or how can a team sign up? Is there they just go to the website and do everything from there, or
Uh, it's www.stepoutcyprus.com.cy, and then have my Instagram and everything, and also a contact email where you can ask more questions through the email, and how I can help with the platform. And thank you so much for your time. I really hope to come to Africa and coach very soon. I want to come there and see how it's going to go.
yeah, that's really nice. I think guys, you're going to get all the information under the description. The description of this video, you're going to get the contacts and everything, how you can reach out to Michael. So Michael, I really appreciate you for giving us your time and explaining every aspect of the game.
Thank you.
I hope we have you next time. When you're free, you can hop in again and we do one of the video, a podcast like this one.
Yeah, I hope you're gonna. I hope you like me. I hope you're.
I really like everything you put out. Thank you very much.
And next time we have a bigger topic to discuss. Thank you for your time.
Before you go, like, where can people get you on social media?
My Instagram account, Michael Eleftheriades. I have the LinkedIn account, Michael Eleftheriades. If you want to contact me from there.
That's it, guys. Thank you, Michael. I thank you for all the insights and all the knowledge you've given us. We really appreciate. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and everything, and I hope I see you on another one.